Good evening. Good evening and welcome to Burns at Chapel FM 2026. Oh, I can hear something. Applause please for Andy the Piper. We'll be hearing more from him later on tonight. We've got a whole lineup of Scottish stuff, slightly cod Scottish stuff. No real Scots were harmed in the making of this programme, don't worry. I hope nobody will be offended. We'll have some fun, we'll warm your toasties because it's not very nice out there, so well done for getting here this evening. First of all, we're going to welcome a true Scot to the space here. This is Leanne. Hi, Leanne. So, Leanne, just briefly, just tell us where you come from.
So I'm from a wee town in North Ayrshire called Kilwinning. I'm also kind of from Harrogate as well.
Shall I grab the object in question?
We've got a very, very important ode to read tonight. No Burns night would be complete without To a Haggis.
I'm going to hold it here ceremonially.
Fair fa your honest sonsy face, great chieftain o' the puddin' race, aboon them all ye tak your place, pinch, tripe or therm, we'll you wordy o' a grace, as long as my arm. The groaning trencher there ye fill, your hurdies like a distant hill, your pin would help to mend a mill in time of need, while through your pores the dews distill like amber bead. His knife sae rustic labour dicht, and cut you up wi' ready slicht, trenching your gushing entrails bright like ony ditch. And then, oh, what a glorious sight, warm, reeking and rich. Then horn for horn they stretch and strive, de'll take the hindmost as they drive, till all their wheel-swalt kites belive are bent like drums. Then all good men may's like to arrive, bethink it hums. Is there that o'er his French ragout, or olio that would staw a sou, or fricassee would make her spew with perfect scunner, looks doon with sneering scornful view on sick a dinner? Poor deil, I see him o'er his trash, as feckless as a wizard rash, his spindle shank a gid whiplash, his neve a net, through bloody flood or field to dash, oh how unfit. But mark the rustic, haggis fed, the trembling earth resounds his tread. Clap a wally neve a blade, he'll make it whistle, and legs and arms and heats will sned like taps of thistle. Ye poors who make mankind your care and dish them out their bill of fare, old Scotland wants nae skinking ware that jaups and luggies. But if you wish her grateful prayer, gie her a haggis.
Leanne, we're going to be hearing more. So, first of all, I think we're going to get an interruption from two characters. We might just wander in from 1970s television. You might remember them from a few years ago. May I welcome, please, Dr. Cameron and Janet.
Hello, Ardenhouse. No, I'm afraid Dr. Cameron is not available, as he is preparing to eat his dinner. Okay, I'll tell him. Dr. Cameron.
What is it, woman?
It was wee Davy from down the road. He's got a new job down at the bowling alley.
Oh, 10 pin?
No, it's a permanent position.
Oh, anyway, it's been a terrible day in the surgery. 26 patients, and all of them were ill. Ridiculous. Anyway, another year, another burnt night. How many have we done now, Janet?
Oh, I've lost count, Doctor, but the only way I can cope is by increasing my fitness activity. I'm doing lunges at the gym.
That's a great big step forward for you, Janet.
Thank you, Doctor.
Insert.
Ardenhouse? Oh, Doctor.
Hey?
The escapologist you booked for Burton's night has had to cancel.
I knew she'd wriggle out of it somehow.
Oh, hello. Oh, it's Mr. Memory.
Oh, no.
He forgot he was coming. But I think the contortionist can make it.
The contortionist! Oh, I've heard. Woo! His head's not in a good place at the moment. Now there's this microphone. But never mind. End of insert.
Insert.
So anyway, Janet, getting back to things. Is my supper ready? Are we having those German sausages again?
Doctor, you know how they bring out the worst in you.
I think I would prefer the chorizo, though. I often go to Spain, and I have to tell this, Janet. Whenever I go to Spain, I use the word mucho as much as possible.
Why is that?
Well, it means a lot to Spanish people. Come on.
Doctor, can I ask, how much do you usually spend on a bottle of wine?
Oh, about 15, 20 minutes maximum, I would have thought.
Doctor, I paid the milkman with a gold coin this morning. He said, how could I be sure it was gold? I showed him this. It was 1 carat gold.
Do you know, sometimes, Janet, you're magic. Anyway, I must tell you something else. Oh, I nearly forgot it. Anyway, I must tell you, you probably don't know this, but in the 1960s, I had a wee doggy. And one day, the wee doggy, and you have to remember, this is the 60s. My doggy had to go to the post office to send a telegram. And so the woman behind the counter said to the doggy, what would you like it to say? So my doggy said, whiff, 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 whiff. Oh. And the woman behind the counter said, well, do you realize because we got a special deal, you could have 10 whiffs for the price of 9. So she said it would go whiff, 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 whiff. Oh. And my doggy said, no, that's no good. It would completely change the meaning. Wouldn't make sense at all. Anyway, Janet, have you seen the dog bowl?
Aye, fast medium, but he can bat too. England could have done with him for the Ashes.
Also, Janet, I've noticed you've changed all the names on the spice jars in the kitchen.
Doctor, I did tell you that the time was a-coming. And Doctor,
Hey, go, Janet.
How are you getting on with that new pocket calculator?
Well, it turns out I've got 2 pockets. Do you like the new settee, Janet?
Oh, so far, so good, Doctor.
Another thing I didn't tell you, Janet, last year, or the year before, I used to work as a scuba diver
Really, Doctor?
for a while, but I knew deep down it wasn't a job for me. Janet! we missed that one. Aye. As you can see, we're very well rehearsed on this one. And worked perfect. Anyway, Janet, have you heard that Mr. Elton John has written a new song about his new pet? It keeps running very fast around the garden, eating all his carrots and lettuces.
Oh, how does the song start?
It's a little fat bunny. Gosh, we're scraping the barrel here, aren't we? Jeez. Anyway, Janet, would you like to go out for coffee tomorrow morning? About 10.
Oh, I think that's probably too many for me, Dr. Cameron.
Oh. Finally, Janet, there's something else I have to tell you. I have had my DNA analyzed to see if I could locate any relatives. Hitherto unknown.
How did it go?
Well, apparently, I have a close relative just north of Edinburgh. An identical twin brother I didn't know anything about.
Well, that's amazing.
So it turns out we are identical twins, separated at Perth.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Dr. Cameron and Janet. Would you like them back in the second half? No. Yes. So we're going to have a little bit of music now while we set up for some live music. So over to you, Elliot.
Then bravely I bent, and kissed her sweet lips, ere I parted we her on the road to Dundee. Say here's to my lassie, I ne'er can forget her, and ilka young laddie was listening to me. Oh, ne'er be sweerd to convoy your young lassie, though it's only to show her the road to Dundee. There are hundreds of tartans sae lovely to see, and mony a famous has graced the bare knee. Oh, the saddle I wear is baith ancient and raw, it's the pride of my clan and the dearest of all. And it's hey for the tartan and ho for the tartan, the stamp of the Highlands that's guided in me, and it's proudly and bearing the tartan.
So we're going to have now some live music from somebody who plays around Leeds quite a lot. I've seen him play many times. It's absolutely wonderful, and he comes from the place. Stefan Otroa.
Thank you very much for having me. That is the first time anyone's pronounced my name correctly in England. Thank you so much, Peter. I'm flattered. I'm originally from Motherwell. The question is anyone mothered well in Motherwell? I'm fortunate to say I was. But I've lived in Leeds for a long time, and yeah, this is the Caledonian imperative to try and do a bit of Burns for you. So this is one I would have originally heard, I suppose, most importantly for me, from the singing of Dick Gaughan. And imagine there might be a fan or two of that fella in the room. But yeah, this is Now Westland Winds. Now whistling winds and slaughtering guns bring autumn's pleasant weather. The moorcock springs on wearing wings among the bloomin' heather. High wearing grain, wild o'er the plain, delights the weary farmer. The moon shines bright, but I rove at night to muse upon my charmer. Thus every kind their pleasure find, the savage and the tender. Some social join and leagues combine, some solitary wander. Avaunt away the cruel sway tyrannic man dominion. Sorry, rap. The sportsman's joy, the murdering cry, the fluttering gory pinion. But Peggy dear, the evening's clear. Swift flies the skimming swallow. The sky is blue and the fields in view are fading green and yellow. Not vernal showers to budding flowers, not autumn to the farmer. So dear can be as thou to me, my fair, my lovely charmer. Thank you very, very much. Inexplicably, this is the first time I've ever been here, even though I've actually lived in Leeds for about 12, 13 years, and it's quite a eureka moment. So thanks so much for having me. My Irish Glaswegian grandparents would be very upset with me if I didn't crowbar in something Irish to this occasion, and if I may, I would like to do a rendition of something I released as a single this summer, which is a rendition of W.B. Yeats' Song of Wandering Aengus. So the Scots were originally an Irish tribe. There's my crowbar. Maybe pop this in here. But, you know, equally transcendental, I would hope. In terms of poetry, not a performance. I'm not that vain. I went down to the Hazelwood because a fire was in my head. I cut and peeled a hazel wand and hooked a berry to a thread. And when white moths were on the wing and moth-like stars were flickering out, I hooked a berry to a thread and caught a little silver trout. Oh, when I laid it on the floor, I knelt to blow the fire aflame, and something rustled on the floor, and someone called me by my name. Well, it had become the glimmering girl with apple blossom in her hair, who called me by my name and ran and faded in the brightening air. Oh, I am old with wandering through hollow lands and hilly lands. I will find out where she has gone and kiss her lips and hold her hand and walk among long dappled grass and pluck till time and times are done. Silver apples of the moon, the golden apples of the sun. Now, hello. I'd be lying to you if I said I could play piano. This is the first time I've ever played piano in public, really. And my God, to be doing it broadcast live, what am I doing? But I've been staying in Armley at my friend's house, and he's got a lovely piano in there. I've kind of been sucked into it. So you're kind of indulging me here. I had a guitar arrangement of this song, but it just wasn't incredible. And yeah, thank you so much for enduring what's to come here. Green grow the rashes, oh, I was listening to Eddie Reader's beautiful rendition of this, and I can guarantee you what you're about to hear is nowhere as good as that. Well, there's naught but care on every hand, and every hour that passes, oh, what signifies the worth of man, and twirl and for the lasses, oh, the worldly race may riches chase, and riches soon may fly them and though at last they catch them fast, their hearts can ne'er endure them oh, green grow the rashes, green grow the rashes, the sweetest hours that e'er I spend are spent among the lasses, I but gies a canny routine, my arms about my dearie, and worldly cares and worldly men may all get topsail teary, for ye seduce was needed this. You're not but senseless asses, the wisest man the world ever saw, he dearly loved the lasses, green grow the rashes, green grow the rashes, the sweetest hours that e'er I spent were spent among the lasses, all nature swears the lovely dears her noblest work she classes, her prentice hand she tried on man, and then she made the lasses, Thanks very much.
So first of all, let's have a round of applause again, please, for Stefan Otroa. Really lovely. Really lovely. Making his debut here at Chapel FM. He's been very modest and not told you where to find his single. I would love to tell you where myself, but I couldn't begin to spell his name. But maybe just talk to him afterwards. But in the meantime, we've got a storyteller who we like to call our resident storyteller because she has done so much with us over the years, and it's just fantastic to come back. Every time you come back, Vicky, it's just wonderful to hear a story from you. I know you like this place, which is great. Big round of applause for Vicky Orton.
Thank you. Hi. Well, I'm going to tell the story of Tam Lin. And I really like this story because it's very unusual in that it has a strong heroine and a very feisty heroine. Excuse me. Tam Lin's a traditional story. It's an oral story which goes back centuries. It was first noted in the 1500s, but there was no written words that existed then. It was literally passed by word of mouth. And there was a strong tradition of this story within the traveller community. So going back to Stefan, there is a crossover between Tam Lin in Scotland and in Ireland. But this story definitely originated in the borders of Scotland. And it's that usual thing, girl meets enchanted knight, has a quarrel, falls in love, gets child, and then happily, it all ends happily ever after. So basically, this is the story of a lass called Jeanette. And Jeanette, like a lot of the fair young maidens, is drawn to Carter Hall. And Carter Hall is actually a real place. It was part of Selkirk Forest, so it was a woodland. And it was always had a reputation for being enchanted and moody, and it said that there were 3 rings on the grass in Carter Hall where nothing would grow, and that was because there was fairy milk spilt there. But any fair maidens are warned not to go to Carter Hall because one of the reasons they're going there is to see the handsome ethereal Tam Lin. But Tam Lin doesn't let these young maidens come and visit for free. Oh, no, they've got to pay a toll to be have the pleasure of his company, and that toll might be their rings, their green mantle, or their maidenhead. And in Robbie Burns' version, it kind of skips over some of the fact that actually Janet does get with child. But when Janet arrives at Qatar and she meets up with Tam Lin and she's pulling some roses and he's saying, "Oi, lady, don't you be picking them roses. And what are you doing here anyway at Qatar? I think you'll find this is my place and how dare you visit without my permission?" But she's a feisty one. She turned around and she says to him, "Well, actually, I think you'll find that Qatar is mine. My father gave it to me. So what are you doing here without my permission?" But anyway, so on and so on. And then obviously she gets with child. And she says, "Right, come on, Tam Lin, I want to know, what is the story behind all of this?" So Tam Lin then says, "Well, I was out hunting and I fell from my horse and the Queen of the Fairies caught me in her arms and she took me away to the green hill." You know, in all of these stories, there's always a green fairy knoll, and that's where the Queen of the Fairies lives. No different here. Apart from the fact that Tam Lin says, well, it's all very nice in fairyland, but every 7 years, the fairy folk need to pay their tithe to hell. And to do that, they have to pay with one of their own. Now, he's nothing if not modest, this Tam Lin, because he says, well, I'm so fair and full of flesh, and, well, I'm sure I'm bound to be, you know, the token that they're going to give to hell. And Jeanette, by this time, has, you know, fallen in love, and they said, well, what can I do? What can I do to save you? And Tam Lin explains all the different transformations that the Queen of the Fairies is going to make him go through before she can save him. And he explains that All of this will take place on Halloween. However, Halloween is only the night. The morning after is Hallow Day, or All Saints' Day as we call it. And on Halloween night is the one time when an earthly person, a mortal, can win back her true love. And so she does all the things that Tamlin asks her. And then, as you can imagine, well, the Queen of the Fairies, she's not best chuffed about this. In fact, she's downright furious. And her parting words are, well, I wish if I'd known now, when I first saw you, Tamlin, but I'd ripped your eyes out and stuck them in a tree. And that's where the story ends. And I'm going to read you Robbie Burns' version of it because the language is really beautiful. Although he also skirts around the bit where in some versions Janet's going picking herbs to presumably try and induce an abortion. But it is very unusual, this story, in that Janet owns property and that she is feisty and that she isn't automatically, oh, you're such a handsome knight, I can't wait to be carried off by you, that she's, stands her own and both earns the other's respect. But what's interesting is some of the stories say that Janet may well have had some magical powers herself because during the period between 1590 and 1697, more than half of the women in Scotland that were burnt as witches were named Janet. Which you'd have thought the name might have died out a bit by then. Who's going to call the child Janet? And you think, that last burn name we had, what was her name again? Oh, we just named her Janet, haven't we? But anyway, yeah, so be it. There are lots of versions of Tamlin, and anybody that's read the Court of Thorns and Roses series, which have now been popular, a lot of that is taken from the Tamlin tale, and obviously the main character in that is called Tamlin. There's also the version that I'm sure a lot of you will know is the Fairport Convention song of Tamlin, and Steel Eye Span have done versions of Tamlin as well. So, I will try not to butcher Robbie Burns' version of Tamlin. Oh, I forbid you maidens all that wear gold on your hair to come and gae by Catahor, for young Tamlin is there. There's none goes by Catahor, but they leave him a wad, either their rings or green mantles, or else their maidenhead. Jeanette has belted her green kirtle a little aboon her knee, and she has brooded her yellow hair a little aboon her bree, and she's away to Catahar as fast as she can hie. But when she came to Catahar, Tamlin was at the well, and there she found his steed standing, but away was his cell. She hadna put a double rose, but only tay. Till up then started young Tamlin, says, Lady, that's pull nae more. Why pulls thou the rose, Janet, and why breaks thou the wand? Or why comes thou to Catahor without my command? Catahor is my ain, my daddy gave it me. I'll come and gae by Catahor and nae leave it thee. Jeanette has belted her green kirtle a little aboon her knee, and she has brooded her yellow hair a little aboon her bree, and she's awa to Catahor as fast as she can hie. 24 ladies fair were playing at the ball, and out then came fair Janet, and's the flower among them all. 24 ladies fair were playing at the chess, and out came then fair Janet, as green as ony glass. Out then spak an old grey knight there o'er the castle war, and says, Alas, fair Janet, for thee, but we'll be blamed are. Hold your tongue, ye old-faced knight, till death may ye die. Father my bairn on whom I will, I'll father nane on thee. Out then spak her father dear, and he spak meek and mild. And ever alas, sweet Janet, he says, I think thou gaes with child. If that I gave with child father, myself mun bear the blame. There's ne'er a laird about your hall shall get the bairn's name. If my love were an earthly knight, as he's an elf in grey, I would not gie my own true love for nae lord that you hae. The steed that my true love rides on is lighter than the wind. With silver he is shod before, with burning gob behind. Jeanette has kilted her green kirtle a little aboon her knee, and she has snooded her yellow hair a little aboon the bree, and she is to her father's house fast as she can hie. But when she came to Catahall, Tamlin was at the well, and there she found his standing steed, but away was his cell. She hadna put a double rose, a rose but only twae, till up then started young Tamlin, says, Lady, that's poo nae more. Why poos are the rose, Janet, among the graves so green, and are to kill the bonny babe that we got us between? Oh, tell me, Tamlin, she says, for sake that died on the tree, if ever ye was in holy chapel or Christian did see. Roxburgh, he was my grandfather, took me with him to bide, and once it fell upon a day that way did me betide. Once it fell upon a day, a cold day and a snell, when we were frae the hunting come, that frae my horse I fell. The queen of the fairies, she caught me in yon green hill to dwell. And pleasant is the fairyland, but an eerie tale to tell. Aye, at the end of 7 years, we pay a time to hell. I am sae fair and full of flesh, I feared it be mysel. But the night is Halloween, lady. The morn is holiday. Then win me, an ye will, for will I what ye may. Just at the mirk and midnight hour, the fairy folk will ride, and they that wad their true love win, at miles cross they mun bide. But how shall I thee ken, Tamlin, or how my true love know, among sae many unco knights, the like I never saw? Or first let pass the black lady, and sin let pass the brown, but quickly run to the milk-white steed, pull his rider down. For I'll ride on the milk-white steed, and I nearest the town. Because I was an earthly knight, they give me that renown. My right hand will be gloved, lady, my left hand will be bare. Cocked up shall my bonnet be, and came down shall my hair. And they's the tokens I gie thee, nae doubt I will be there. They'll turn me in your arms, lady, into esk and adder, but hold me fast and fear me not, I am your bairn's father. They'll turn me into a bear sae grim, and then a lion bold, but hold me fast and fear me not, as ye shall love your child. Again they'll turn me in your arms, to a red het gold of iron, but hold me fast and fear me not, I'll do to ye nae harm. And last they'll turn me in your arms into a burning lead, then throw me into well water, oh throw me in wi' speed. And then I'll be your ain true love, I'll turn a naked knight. Then cover me with your green mantle, then cover me out of sight. Gloomy, gloomy was the night, and eerie was the way, as fair Jenny in her green mantle, till mile cross she did gae. About the middle of the night, she heard the bridles ring. This lady was as glad at that as any earthly thing. First she let the black pass, and syne she let the brown. But quickly she ran to the milk-white steed and put the rider down. Sae well she minded what he did say, and young Tamlin did win. Sin covered him with her green mantle, as blithe a bird in spring. Out then spak the fairy queen, out of a brush of broom. Them that has gotten young Tamlin has gotten a stately groom. Out then spak the queen of the fairies, and an angry queen was she. Shame betide her ill-fed face, and an ill death may she die, for she's ta'en away the bonniest knight in our company. But had I kenned Tamlin, she says, what now this night I see, I would have taken out thy tall green and I put into in a tree. And that is where Burns ends this delightful story of love. So I think we should say, I'm sure that Tamlin and Jeanette and their bairn lived happily ever after. Thank you.
Round of applause for Vicky Orton, please. Wonderful stuff. We're going to have a little break, and then it's Gloria. So just stay where you are, and then we're going to have the interval. After Gloria's going to sing us 3 songs, and then teas and coffees are available downstairs. Wonderful. And for Robbie Burns. So our last item now before the interval. Gloria has been coming to Chapel FM and to East Leeds FM as was, now East Leeds Community Radio, for years and years. In fact, you were one of the first people I think I welcomed on any show, and that was a long time ago. So please put your Scottish hands together for Gloria.
Thank you. Call the owls to the nose, call them where the heather grows, call them where the burnie rose, my bonny dearie. Hark the mavis evening sang, sound in Cloudon's woods among, then a folding letters gang, my bonny dearie. We'll go down by Cloudon's side, through the hazel spreading wide, o'er the waves that sweetly glide, to the moon's a cheery. Call the owls to the nose, call them where the heather grows, call them where the burnie rose, my bonny dearie. Yonder cloud and silent towers, where at moonlight midnight hours, o'er the bonny drooping flowers,
and so cheery. Ghosts nor bogle shalt thou fear. Thou art to love and hence so dear. Not avail may come thee near, my bonny dearie. Call the owls to the nose, call them where the heather grows, call them where the burnie rose, my bonny dearie. Fair and lovely as thou art, thou hast stolen my very heart. I can die but cannot part, my bonny dearie. Call the owls to the nose, call them where the heather grows, call them where the burnie rose, my bonny dear. Thank you very much. Call the Yows. This is the archetypal. This is the Burns anthem, I suppose you could say. It's written not long after the French Revolution. Is there for honest poverty that hangs its head and all that? The coward slave we passing by, we dare be poor for all that, for all that and all that, our toils obscure and all that. Rank is but a guinea's stamp, a man's the gold for all that. What though on homely fare we dine, wear hard and grey and all that. Give fools their silks and knaves their wine, a man's a man for all that. For all that and all that, their tinsel show and all that. An honest man, though e'er so poor, is king a man for all that. Yes, yon buggy called a lord that struts and stares and all that. Though hundreds worship at his word, he's but a coup for all that. For all that and all that, his ribbon, star and all that. The man of independent mind, he looks and laughs at all that. A prince can make a belted knight, a marquis, duke and all that. But an honest man's above his might, good faith he maun fall that. For all that and all that, their dignities and all that, a pith of sense and pride of worth, a higher rank than all that. So let This is a classic Robert Burns song, beautiful song. We know who it was written to, but I can't remember offhand, but it's well known it was written to this lady who was having to leave. Probably because his wife didn't approve. A fond kiss and then we sever. I farewell, alas, forever. Die me oak joy and pleasure, peace, enjoyment, love, and treasure. I'll ne'er blame my partial fancy. Nothing could resist my Nancy, for to see her was to love her, love both her and love no other. Had we never loved so kindly, had we never loved so blindly, never met and never parted, we had never been broken hearted. Fare thee well, thou first and fairest. Fare thee well, thou best and dearest. Thine be ilka joy and treasure, peace, enjoyment, love and treasure. A fond kiss and then we sever. I farewell,
And welcome back to the second half of Chapel FM Burns Night 2026. I just want to give a shout out to James Fernie, who is our honorary Scotsman here at Chapel FM, a poet, and he was the person who really came up with Burns Night for us. I know it happens elsewhere, by the way, but here it didn't until about 3 or 4 years ago. So thanks, James. You can't be here tonight, but we're thinking of you. Just to say, we've got a few things lying about, which you might have seen. Our festival, Writing on Air, happens every year. It's happening in 4 weeks' time. 75 events, all themed around the... Thank you very much. All themed around the idea of threshold. So the idea of portals, doorways, transitions, life changes, seasons, all sorts of stuff like that. Fantastic range of stuff. So you can tune in, you can come to live events. Everything's free. There are some workshops as well, all free. It's a brilliant thing, although we say it ourselves. And the other leaflet here is all the Chapel FM Arts Centre there. Activities, Spring 26. Masses of stuff going on here. Music, writing, broadcasting. Ask Tony Macaluso, who's our director, if you see him, if you want any more information at all. And the last thing to plug is this rather wonderful thing here, which is our first ever zine. This was brought out by the writing group very recently. It's a bit of a work of art. Have a look. It's downstairs on the table. It costs you £6, and if you pay £6, then that will fund the next zine, which will be in the spring. That's enough of me for the moment. We've got a wonderful bonanza of Scots stuff here in the second half, beginning with a bit of a spooky story.
So I think we kind of gathered round a fire. It might be a peat fire, it might have some coal on it, who knows, you know. And you may have a dram in your hand, you may have a cup of tea. So, ladies and gentlemen, we present The Moon on the Bog.
Pleasures are like poppies spread. You seize the flower, its bloom is shed.
Now, 2 years ago, we told you the story, if you were here, of Robbie Burns' Tam O'Shanter and what happened to his horse Maggie at Brigadoon. But this evening, we're going to relate to you the ghostly tale of the lost moon on the bog. Our story is set in the marshy boglands bordering the River Doon. It's dark. It's kind of very dark. And we're out on the soggy edgelands where people fear to tread.
Coffins stood round like open presses that showed the dead in their last dresses.
It's a moonless night, the dead of night, when all the boggarts and dead things come out to play. Let's hear it. Come on, play. Yet, there's someone out there alone. All alone. It is Hamish McDougall. Now, the villagers call him the Slow One. The village Slow One. He's lost his way in life. And on this dark, dark night, Hamish sets out across the bog to search for the moon, to show him the light and show him the way forward. Hamish walks. But Hamish is lost. He's lost. And at this witching time of night, on this moonless eve, all the boggarts and demons have come out to play. To play a game of death with Hamish. Let's hear more, band. Let's hear more. The boggarts and dead things are about to devour Hamish when... The rising moon appears, and by the light of her silvery beam, she shines a pathway home for Hamish to escape the nightmare demons and to dream. But the boggarts, clever, have set a trap for the moon. This was their ghoulish plan all along, to use Hamish as a hapless decoy and to catch the moon and bury her forever deep in the bog. And so the boggarts and demons snatch the moon and bury her deep in the sinking bog, weighed down by a large grey stone. The forces of darkness are here. There is no moon. There is no light. The boggarts know that if villagers are in the dark, they will feed on ignorance. They will feed on fear and rumor. Scaremongering will bloomer.
That night, a child might understand the devil has business on his hands.
So in the pitch dark, the villagers batten their windows and doors, fearing boggarts and demons will try to enter their houses and run amok. The villagers, though, they ask the wise old woman, Maisie McPhee, to find the moon. Sage old Maisie, she looks deep into an ancient wishing pot and sees on the bog a long grey stone. Maisie speaks. You must go, slow one, quickly. Quickly go, slow one, with speed this very night, and look for the long grey stone on the marsh. Go with haste and fleet of feet, as the moon's light, her very life, is facing defeat. There are boggarts everywhere. Everywhere there are boggarts. Hamish retraces his last lost footsteps. He finds the long grey stone. Hamish lifts the stone, and the moon's light floods in. The new moon rises and is set free. Her light streams across the bog, across the village, across the dune, and reaches the wider world. The boggarts, they flee and disappear into their duggy little holes. And Hamish is no longer known in the village as the slow one. He is now the one who found, the lost one who found the moon.
So another round of applause, please, for the storytellers of the Moon and the Bog. They will reappear and play you some songs shortly. And in the meantime, we've got 2 songs now from Mark Greenwood, which you will know. Is it all right if they join in?
Of course it is, yes.
Good, good. Mark has a history with Scotland and has written a lovely book, which she may tell you about. But I hope so. In the meantime, please give her a round of applause. Mark Greenwood.
I'm supposed to tell you about my book, which is called Return to Muck, because Muck is my favourite island. And many, many moons ago, when I was younger, I did a lot of travelling in Scotland, in the lesser-known Scottish islands. Anyway, this is... I won't tell you any more about my book, because I'm going to sing you the Sky Boat song, which you know. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on a wing, on with the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to sky. Loud the waves howl, loud the waves roar, thunderclouds rend the air. Baffled our foes, stand by the shore, follow they will not dare. Speedily boat, like a bird on a wing, on with the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to sky. Though the waves leap, soft shall he sleep, ocean's a royal bed. Rocked in the deep, Flora will keep watch by your weary head. Speed, bonny boats, like a bird on a wing, on with the sailors cry. Carry the lad that is born to be king, over the sea to sky. Many the lad fought on that day, well the claymore did wield. When the night came, silently lay dead on Culloden's field. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on a wing, on with the sailors cry. Carry the lad that is born to be king, over the sea to sky. Burned are our homes, exile and death scatter the loyal men. Yet all the sword cool in the sheath, Charlie will come again. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on a wing, on with the sailors cry. Carry the lad that is born to be king, over the sea to sky. Hey. Right, okay, this is Scotland the Brave. You know it all. Hark, all right, hark when the night is falling, hear the pipes are calling, loudly and crawling, crawling down through the glen. There where the hills are sleeping, now feel the blood a-leaping, high as the spirits of the old Highland men. Towering a gallant fame, Scotland my mountain home, high may your proud standards gloriously wave. Land of my high and ever, land of the shining river, land of my heart forever, Scotland the brave. High in the misty highlands, out by the purple islands, brave are the hearts that beat beneath the Scottish skies. Wild are the winds to meet you, staunch Scottish faces yearning to feel the kiss of sweet Scottish rain, where tropic skies are beaming, love sets the heart a dreaming, longing and dreaming for the whole Ironman. Towering in gallant fame, Scotland, my mountain home, high may more proud stand as gloriously wave. Land of my high endeavour, land of the shining river, land of my heart forever, Scotland the brave.
Mark Greenwood. Woo, thank you very much indeed. We should have had the words projected. There were an awful lot of words in that last song, weren't there? Oh, I'm glad you could get them all out. Next time, we'll have them on the screen behind us, Elliot. Right, so I think we've got a televisual 1960s intrusion again now, for those of you who shouted so loudly for it to happen in the first half. Well, you got what you deserve. Here they are.
Janet, where are you, woman? I need help. Janet!
Oh, Doctor, you're always fussing and interrupting. I was just locating your kipper fillets.
Never mind locating my fillets, woman. I need your help.
Oh, Doctor, you appear to have glued your head to a copy of your autobiography.
Oh, well, it's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, thank you, Janet. Oh, that's better.
Oh, well, Doctor, I've got a new pet. A newt.
And what do you... And what do you call it, this new pet of yours?
Tiny,
Why tiny?
because it's my newt.
Jeez.
Anyway, Doctor, your next patient is from a Finnish steam room.
Oh, she's a magnet. My goodness me, I've had another also that...
We drum. Too many drums.
How are you drumming halfway there? She's a magician's assistant, but the magician sawn her in half. I screwed that up because there was a big gap between the first line and the second line. We could do it again, but I feel sorry for them. Right, okay, where are we?
Apparently,
Yeah.
a dam burst yesterday higher up the valley of Tannock Brae.
Aye, but that's all water under the bridge now, Janet.
When I was a child, my brother, sister, and my mum and dad had to wear one big woolly jumper. We were a very close-knit family. How did you get on with that patient that I brought in this morning? The one with the music coming from the base of his spine.
Oh, that one. Well, I used my stethoscope. The music was very loud coming from the base of his spine. I diagnosed a slipped disco.
Doctor, I heard the origami shop in the high street has closed down.
Aye, Janet. I heard it just folded.
Doctor, when I woke up this morning, there were...
Wait.
Folded.
It takes a while.
Does take-
Some of these people have never heard the joke before.
I don't think they've heard of us before.
No, they have. I think so, not.
Well, Doctor, when I woke up this morning, there was rice all over my face.
Oh, Janet, you must have fallen asleep as soon as your face hit the pillow.
Dr. Cameron, I have to tell you that I am now courting. For the first time, I have a gentleman friend.
You, Janet, are courting.
I am.
With your beauty.
I am.
Amazing. Well, as a doctor, it's about time I told you the facts of life.
Oh, I know those, Doctor. Never boil kippers for longer than 10 minutes, and always wear 3 pairs of socks when it snows.
Well, Janet, it's a little more complicated than that. You see, when a woman and a man interact, something mysterious happens.
You mean like an eclipse of the moon? Or Tannic Bray getting independence?
No, Janet. Let me spell it out for you in a scientific way.
Oh.
Janet, if a woman sits in a chair while it is still warm,
Oh.
and then a man sits in the same armchair, 3 years and 6 months later, a baby is born.
I don't believe it.
That's true, Janet. I'm a doctor.
Oh, but Dr. Cameron, yesterday I sat on the chair which Tiddles the cat had just vacated. Does that mean...
Oh, Janet, who knows? Let's wait for 3 years and 6 months. But I do love you. I really do. I absolutely adore you.
Is that you or the whiskey talking?
Janet, it's me talking to my whiskey.
Ah!
Thank you very much,
Thank
ladies
you.
and gentlemen.
Dr. Cameron, Janet and Dr. Cameron, big round of applause, please. You might be grieved or glad to hear that they won't be back for a third time tonight. Before we have our last musical numbers, we're going to hear some Burns poetry spoken by somebody who is from exactly where Robert Burns was from. So introducing Leanne again, please. I'll get out of your way, Leanne. I think probably go there is better. Or maybe that one there. Maybe that one there, yeah.
Hi, so I was born and brought up in North Ayrshire, so not far away from where Robert Burns was brought up. And the world's oldest Burns club is in the town of Irvine, which is right next door to where I was born. We're really steeped in Burns culture. We're brought up reciting Burns poems every year at school, competitions. I used to play fiddle. We played a lot of Scottish fiddle music, a lot of Burns that way. And the Burns clubs are very, very traditional, and Burns suppers would happen. I mean, everyone needs something fun to do in the 47th week of January, don't they? So it's a good excuse for a hoolie, for a ceilidh, for some drams, some fellowship. Burns was big into fellowship, as you heard with Gloria's lovely song earlier. But the tradition, it runs really deep. Burns is known for his compassion. He's so compassionate, talking about a wee mouse whose nest he disturbs. He's even got an ode to a daisy whose head he chops off by accident. He just feels things so deeply, such a compassionate man. And his biggest wish, and the Burns hymn of them all, is a man's a man for all that, for brothers be the world o'er, for everyone to have that sense of fellowship. Also, another tradition at the Burns night is for there to be a toast to the lassies, where there'll be a kind of jocular, a bit of doggerel written really, about the women in the company or the women that the company know. And it'll be a bit of a leg pull, good-natured, good-humoured. And then the women will get a chance, or one woman, in the whole of the Burns supper, one woman will be allowed to speak, and she will do a response to the toast to the lassies. But we're in 2026, and although the tradition is very strong, by the way, these Burns mega fans, if you think Taylor Swift has got fans that take her seriously, you want to meet these lads. They really do not like any disparagement of the bard, but I think we should look at him from a 2026 lens. So I'm going to read you a poem of his. Remember how compassionate he was to that wee mouse. Remember how compassionate he was to that wee daisy. And think about the characters in this poem. And then I'm going to read a response to it written by an amazing poet, contemporary poet called Morag Anderson. This poem is called Adam Armour's Prayer. And I'll just explain some of the Scots words that are in it. Important one is Jur. This is a woman of ill repute. She is a main character, and she is going to be the protagonist of the second poem. There's another word that might not be familiar to it, and it's spluchen, which is a wee pouch you keep your money in, but it's used in here as a euphemism for some female anatomy. So this is Adam Armour's prayer. I should explain, Adam Armour, Burns's wife, that poor long-suffering woman, this is her wee brother. He's 15. He's got up to some hijinks. This is why we're treating this. This is some hijinks where he has been involved in some harm that has come to the aforementioned Ger. He's on the run, he's on the lam. Burns has given him shelter at the farm in Mosgiel. And this is a poem that Burns kind of wrote as a bit of a piss take about this kind of hijinks that wee Adam had been up to. Adam Armour's prayer. God pity me because I'm little, for though I am an elf of metal, and can, like ony Wobster's shuttle, jink there or here, yet scarce as lang's a good kill whittle, I'm unco queer. I know thon kens our waeful case, for Geordie's Ger, we're in disgrace, because we've stanged her through the place, and hurt her spluchen, for which we darena show our face within the clachan. I knew we're derned in dens and hollows, as hunted as was William Wallace, with constables, those blackguard fellows, and soldiers baith, but God preserve us frae the gallows, that shameful death. Old grim black-bearded Geordie's cell, oh, shake him o'er the mouth of hell, there let him hing and roar and yell with hideous din, and if he offers to rebel, then heave him in. When death comes in with glimmer and blink, and tips all drunken nans the wink, may Satan gie her arse a clink wi' innies yet, and fill her up with brimstone drink, red, reeking het. There's Jockey and the Haverhill Jenny, some de'll seize them in a hurry, and waft them in the infernal wherry straight through the lake, and gie their hides a noble curry wi' oil o' ache. As for the Ger, poor worthless body, she's got mischief enough already, with stanged hips and buttocks bloody. She's suffered sair. But may she wintle in a woody if she whore mare. I should explain about the stanging. It was a traditional punishment. Two men would have a log, an unfinished log, usually a sapling, thorns, bark, the rest of it. And usually it would be a man who had been found guilty of infidelity or adultery, would be hoisted upon this and jiggled through the town to injury on his nethers. So this is what they had done to this serving girl from the pub. Not such hijinks, really, when you look back on it. Morag wrote this poem in 2023 with support from the Scottish Poetry Library. There was a group of women poets that were asked to respond to the works of Burns. And she wrote this one, which is all these poems are about real people. That's the mad thing. These people all died hundreds of years ago, but they are real people. We know about them. The superfans, the Swifties of the day, they kept all minutiae of Burns's life. So we know these were real people. We know who they were in relation to each other. And the unnamed Ger in the poem is thought to be Agnes Wilson. She worked in the pub, in the boozer. She was a waitress, a bartender. She had a reputation, and the landlord, a guy called Geordie Gibson, had a thing for her, we could safely say. So that's why she's described as Geordie's Ger. So from Morag Anderson, 2023, this is the unheard testimony of Agnes Wilson. When the last of the drinkers sink into waxen skin, adrift like sea-wrecked timber, and tinkers leave the tavern to sing in darker corners, you smoor the fire, bank heat for travellers asleep in rented cots, swing open the door to empty the night slops from a tin pail. Grappling hands clamp your mouth, yank fistfuls of hair from your scalp, tear your apron, rip through linen to the stained scraps of an underskirt. Young voices skid like stones on ice, break without forecast, the first kick from a boot, the second a shod hoof. Forced astride a knotted trunk lashed to the flanks of restive horses, you are driven past the kirkyard's towering ash to the southern edge of the village. Left to repent naked by the trickle of cessnock water, the raw rage between your legs subdues the lightning bruises on your back. Lads of the Auld Licht, she has always lamented nights spent serving, foul ale and stale flesh to your fathers. So that very, very powerful poem, I think it's about time Agnes Wilson had her voice heard, and Burns has written such wonderful, sentimental poetry with such compassion and love for all of mankind, but it's nice to hear that womankind are having a say now too. Thank you.
Set up the band. So another round of applause please for Leanne and Robbie Burns. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming out tonight. It's been a wonderful evening of audience participation and warmth, and thank you to all our performers. Please give them all a round of applause. And a round of applause, please, for our technical crew at the back, Elliot and Igor. And whoever's there beside you, Chalky, sorry, Chalky, behind there. And yeah, the concert coming up soon. When is Jacob? Friday the 6th of February. We've got an amazing guitarist, sometimes known as the best guitarist in Leeds, Jacob Harrison. He's going to be doing a gig here 6th of February. Do come along to that. Anybody remember these? 45s. Anybody remember Andy Stewart? Yes. Well, my family bought this when I was a child, and you might remember the song "A Scottish Soldier." We're going to be doing that now. We are the remnants. We're called the remnants because there's only 4 of us left after. There used to be 5, sorry, Eddie. Beg your pardon.
If Pete can't count.
You are an addition in a way, but a very beautiful addition, Eddie. Eddie's coming along tonight to join us because we're diminishing by the hour. Right, I'll put this down. So we're going to do just a few numbers to finish off the evening. They've all got a Scottish flavour. There we go.
All the ladies.
Yes, indeed. And this, this song, A Scottish Soldier, I used to love, and still do actually. And we reckoned it had a sort of particular significance at the moment, today, because of the wonderful things that kind gentleman, President of the United States, has said about people fighting abroad, Europeans in Afghanistan. So it has a kind of resonance that it didn't have before, perhaps. Here we go. We ready? Yep. There was a soldier, a Scottish soldier, who wandered far away and soldiered far away. There was none bolder, with good broad shoulder, he'd fought in many a fray and fought and won. He'd seen the glory, he'd told the story of battles glorious and deeds victorious. And now he's sighing, his heart is crying, to leave those green hills of Tyrol. Because these green hills are not Highland hills, or the island hills, they're not my land's hills. And fair as these green foreign hills may be, they are not the hills of home. And now this soldier, this Scottish soldier, who wandered far away and soldiered far away, sees leaves are falling and death is calling, and he will fade away in that far land. He called his piper, his trusty piper, and bade him sound a lay of pibroch sad to play upon a hillside, a Scottish hillside, not on these green hills of Tyrol. Everybody, if you want to sing. Green hills are not Highland hills, or the island hills, they're not my land's hills. And fair as these green foreign hills may be, they are not the hills of home. Take it away, this soldier, this Scottish soldier, will wander far no more and soldier far no more. And on a hillside, a Scottish hillside, you'll see a piper play his soldier home. He'd seen the glory, he'd told the story of battles glorious and deeds victorious. The bugles cease now, he is at peace now, far from those green hills of Tyrol. Because these green hills are not Highland hills, or the island hills, they're not my land's hills. And fair as these green foreign hills may be, they are not the hills of home. Because those green hills are not Highland hills, or the island's hills, they're not my land's hills. Fair as these green foreign hills may be, they are not the hills of home. Thank you. Andy Stewart. We're going to hear a song now, the name of which I can never pronounce. Andy.
Shibag Shimor. Big mountain and the little mountain. Or little mountain and the big mountain. Or oh, my whiskey's gone.
Andy and Eddie on fiddles. Chris on guitar. We're going to do another song by Robbie Burns. It's called John Anderson, My Joe. Don't know if you know this one. Eddie Reader did a very good version of this one. We're doing a different version. And if you don't know the song, it's actually a love song from the point of view, of an old woman talking about her love, who is an old man, and they've been together for many years. We don't know how many years. Have we got any long partnerships, relationships, marriages in the room? Go on, Phil and Mally, how long? 45 years. Not bad. Wait, whoa. How about yourselves? 44 years. Oh. Anybody else? 56. Whoa. Well, that's amazing. Congratulations. So this is a song, really, from an old woman talking about her bloke, who is John Anderson, and if it's in the sort of Scots, I won't do anything silly with the accent or anything, but it's basically, I remember you when you were young and you had hair. Now you don't, you're bald, but I still love you. And the second verse is, used to climb up mountains together and shin up, and now we totter down together, but we're still holding hands. It's very beautiful. Verse from, as you say, the wonderful, compassionate Robert Burns. John Anderson, my Joe, John Anderson, my Joe. John Anderson, my Joe, John, when we were first acquaint, your locks were like the raven, your bonny brow was brand. But now your brow is bald, John, your locks are like the snow. But blessings on your frosty paw, John Anderson, my Joe. John Anderson, my Joe, John Anderson, my Joe. John Anderson, my Joe, John Anderson, my Joe. John Anderson, my Joe, John, we climbed the hill together, and many a canty day, John, we had with one another. Now we must totter down, John, but hand in hand we'll go and sleep together at the foot. John Anderson, my Joe. 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 John. And now for something to finish off with, completely different. Quite different.
Is this Burns, do you think?
I don't think it is Burns.
It might not be.
Andy Stewart, though, did actually help write the lyric for Scottish Soldier.
He did?
Yeah.
That's true.
I think it was the only thing he did. Like Cliff, his only ever lyric was Bachelor Boy.
Andy Stewart.
Oh, was Andy Stewart again?
No, it wasn't Andy Stewart. No.
Wasn't it?
I don't believe so.
Wow.
There's a quiz question. Who wrote the next song? You know what the next song is? No, okay. Andy will tell you.
It's Donald. Where's your trousers? Well, I just come down from the Isle of Skye. I'm not very big and I'm awfully shy. Lasses say when I go by, Donald, where's your trousers? The wind blow high and the wind blow low. Through the streets in my kilt I'll go. All the lassies say, hello, Donald, where's your Now I went to a fancy ball. I slipped free in the hall. I feared that I might fall, for I had not on me trousers. The wind blow high and the wind blow low. Through the streets of the kilt I go. All the lassies say hello. Don't always your trousers. Now I went down to London town to have a little fun on the underground. People turned their heads around, said, Donald, where's your trousers? Where the wind blows high and the wind blows low. Through the streets in the kilt I'll go. All the lassies say hello. Donald, where's your trousers? To wear the kilt is my delight. It's not wrong, I know it's right. The Highlanders would get a fright if they saw me in the trousers. The wind blows high and the wind blows low. Through the streets in the kilt I'll go. All the lassies say, hello, Donald, where's your trousers? All the lasses love me, everyone, but if they catch me, if they can, you cannot take the breeks of a Highland man. Donald, where's your trousers? The wind blow high and the wind blow low. Through the streets in my kilt I'll go. All the lassies say hello. Donald, where's your trousers? The wind blow high and the wind blow low. Through the streets in my kilt I'll go. All the lassies say hello. Donald, where's your trousers?
Well done, Andy. Andy on the accordion. Dave on the bass. So this is our final item now, the final thing of the evening. We ask you to sing along to this song, which you will know. Drinkers always held you back.
I'm good at Mr. Whiskey. Hey! Shut up! What the hell's going on here? God's sake. What? Does anyone remember Mr. Pastry? Right. One. Oh, yeah. Okay. Mr. Pastry, yeah. My middle name. Right. You'll know this one. Oh, the summer time is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will ye go? Go, and we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will build my love a bower round yon long crystal fountain, and all around the bower I'll pile flowers from the mountain
will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together, everybody, to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? If my true love, she won't have me, I will surely find another to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie? Last time, all together. And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will he go, lassie, go? Well done. Good singing. Thank you.
Have a safe journey home. Thanks for coming. That's the end of Chapel FM Burns Night for 2026. Back next year.
You're listening to East Leeds Community Radio. So that's a nice thing, isn't it?